Thank you for tuning in and welcome to this very first Gaslands video. Mother Nurgle and I just discovered Gaslands, so we're a bit late to the party, but we're going to give this game a try, getting back into wargaming after a long break. For my first team I chose the sponsor, Rusty's Bootleggers from Gaslands Refueled, and they just call for a really quick and dirty paint job, so I'm going to use some heavy rusty effects and going well with the Rusty's Bootleggers, I guess. And for the example, I'm going to use this little buggy here. It's an old toy I've had since I was a kid. So there's probably some collectors out there going, no! It's a matchbox, as you can see. A Bayer buggy. There was a sticker in the front I removed, and I think there's been some other widgets on it in the past, but this is how it looks now. And yeah, let's get it primed black, and I'll show you how I'm painting up my Rusty's Bootleggers. So, now it's been given a coat of regular Citadel black primer. There is still a little bit of orange showing in the deep recesses, but I've chosen to live with it, mainly because the car will be very orange already when we're done painting, and because I don't want to spray and get it a too thick layer on the details. So yeah, what we're going to do next is we're going to take some lovely Typhus Corrosion and paint the entire car chassis. Give it a good shake. Taking a cheap brush and then I will apply 2 thin coats of this rather than 1 thick one to not clutch up the details too much. And then I'm gonna let it dry and give it another coat. So I used the hairdryer to speed it up, and you can start to see the texture from the Typhus Corrosion is building up. I really like how this paint interacts with plain surfaces. So we're gonna give it a second coat. And back to hairdryer mode. So, after hairdrying time, I noticed the orange between the seats is a bit prominent, so I'll fix that later. But for now I just worry about the overall effect of the car. I'll take some Greaser Rust. This is a dry effect paint. If you don't have it, you can just use any orange for regular dry brushing. But I like this one, and it goes really well with the Typhus Corrosion. Oh, I'm getting low on Greaser Rust. I think I have another can somewhere. Anyway, next up is just some regular dry brushing. Getting some paper towel, wiping up most of it. And I like to use the back of my hand to test out how much is left on the brush. And then it's just a matter of start building up our rust effect. You can see how it catches on to the texture left by the Typhus Corrosion. There, nice rusty car. So, now to get the interior and the wheels, of course. For the interior, I've chosen to take some dried bark. Any dark color would do, but get a bit out on a palette. I would normally use a wet palette for this, but my wet palette is not prepped, so I'll just thin it down with a little more water than I usually would. Almost to like a semi-wash consistency. And then I'll try to get in here and I'm not sure you can see anything of what I'm doing here, but I'm not sure I can see what I'm doing actually. There, nice and dirty. So, while that's drying, time to get on the wheels. Back to Typhus Corrosion. And the beat up brush. The great thing about Typhus Corrosion is if you don't highlight it orange, then it'll look like mud. I should also mention that I clipped off the wheels and pinned them back on using some paper clip, because this is an old car and the axles, or what you would call it, were wobbly and annoying. And I don't want the car wheels to spin when I'm playing Gaslands. So often it's enough to just drop some super glue in there, but in this case I had to clip them entirely off. So, hairdryer time, and then for some final touches. Right, to finish it off and give a tiny bit of contrast, I'll take some Nuln Oil, and this is for the interior and the wheels, and once that's dry, we're done. And as always, used a bit of poster putty to fasten the wash to the table. And with that, final dry time, and we'll have a look at the entire team. So, this is my Rusty's Bootleggers team. An important thing when painting like this is have a hairdryer on hand, because a lot of these, especially the corrosion, takes a lot of time to dry, and having a hairdryer just makes it more bearable. What else can I say? It's quick and easy. As you notice, I don't have guns on any of my cars, and that's because I chose a build where there is no guns. But in the future, I promise to paint some cars with guns on them too. For those interested, my build is as follows. I have a truck called Jameson. It has a middleweight trailer with the Peach Moonshine upgrade. It has Molotov cocktails and the deadweight perk. Then I have a car called Daniels. It also has Molotov cocktails and the deadweight perk. And finally Walker, the buggy, with Molotovs, and yes, you guessed it, the deadweight perk. So that is my first team for Gaslands Refueled. Very easily to paint, not a lot of conversions going on. Let me know below what you think, and if my build is in any way useful. I don't know, I haven't played the game yet. Yeah, but not much else to say. It's good to be back. Thanks for tuning in. Take care, and bye bye.